Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Um, Trying to do a little bit different video tonight. Getting back to more gameplay. I am feeling a little bit better. My test result came out positive for COVID still, so I'm still stuck in my house. But I am feeling better. I'm feeling more cognizant, and I'm wanting to play more. The only problem being that I keep losing connection the last day or two, and I'm not sure if it's my internet connection, my computer setup, or whatever. So I'm going to try this one more time. I started a video about an hour ago, and then halfway through it got stopped, which has affected my gameplay. I don't really want to be out in the middle of nullsec doing some ratting and then lose connection and leave my ship just lying out there. So what did I decide to do? Well, something even more dangerous. um, a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week or so ago, I was talking about the different areas of NPC nullsec, and I was talking about Syndicate, Solitude. I'm sorry, Syndicate, the Great Wildlands, and Stain as being systems that are fully NPC nullsec. They're not controlled physically by another group. They don't. Whereas regular uh, nullsec alliances can set up territories and control those areas. Um, and I had missed one, but it is a little bit different. Um, and I'll explain that real quick. So the other one that I remember correctly, well, there's two. The Outer Ring, but it's out here in the middle of nowhere, and very few people go out there. Maybe somebody else went out there. It's very similar to the Great Wildlands. Um, but the other one is Venal. Um, Venal's up here, if you notice. All of this is controlled by the Garistas pirate faction. It's not controlled by any specific player organization. Um, and so, in reality, you could live out here similar to what you would do in Stain. The only problem being that if you remember, and I'll look at Stain real quick here in a second, if you notice there's nowhere near as many NPC stations for you to dock up at. The second part being that there is no direct connection between low sec or high sec and venal. You have to go through player controlled systems to get there. And so if you notice here, venal, the only ways out are all of these. You've got Tenal, Branch, Declan, Fade, Pureblind, Tribute, Veil of the Silent, um, and Paragon Falls are, well, actually, you can't even get there through Veil of Silent. You have to go through Veil of Silent sometimes to get through. So the smart person would think, well, the fastest way to get there would be obviously through Tribute right here, because you go one region there and one region over. Just so what I did back in the day, whenever I was a alpha player and I didn't have a cloak, was I challenged myself at the beginning of the year to fly out to Stain here and actually live there for as long as I could. And I did very well, and I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot. But the biggest thing there is you can get there straight from a low sec system through Stain. Now, it isn't super safe. You have to plan things out and do things correctly. Um, and it took me a while to get set up out there, and I died a couple of times. But it was a real challenge, and I learned a ton doing it. So I'm ready to try a new challenge, and that is not to actually move out to Venal, but I just want to go out there and look around. I don't think I could really live out there right now, unless I hooked up with a corporation or something. But I don't know. I don't know the area. Very similar to when I went out to Stain. The other problem, if you are an alpha character trying to go directly to Venal, is when you're going through these NPC nullsec areas, they are much more volatile. Well, not volatile. The groups defend their saved areas. So if I was coming in through Lone Trek to try to go up through and get to Tribute, I'm sorry, Venal up here, I would have to come in through Tazy right here, right there, um, if I was coming from Lone Trek. Now, if I went through the Forge over here, maybe I could come through the Veil of Silent, work my way up this way. I don't know. Um, but there's two things to think about with this, though. Number one is how many, since there's only one connection right here going that short distance, how defended is that? So the first thing you want to do is just pull up MTech 1 because this is where your bubbles would be just sitting right on the gate. And if you look here, almost every hour somebody is dying trying to get in and out of here at a time. More so, if you look at Tazy right here, and I have not been here, by the way. This is just me looking at the map. If I look at Tazy, this is even worse if I remember correctly. Look here, it's got even more. It's got more ship kills, more pod kills. So that's even more dangerous than the other one is. I just keep knocking those down. They keep coming right back, don't they? So really, that is not a viable way to go through. You're looking for a spot to get through. The one thing for me right now is that I am currently in, if I remember correctly, I might be in the Forge. We're going to find out. I'm going to look at it. I'm in Heimatar. And this is the big one here, is the first thing I try to do, and I will probably die tonight or tomorrow trying to do this, but it's a challenge. And it's something that I'll learn from, and as I go through, if I'm able to make some save spots, it'll be worth it for that one time I'm out here somehow in an exploration ship and there's a safe spot that saves me. So I'm going to start this trek today. I doubt I'll be able to make it very far because I'm going to be very careful. But I've got a little bit of low sec going on right here. And then I'm actually going through Geminite, then through the Veil of the Silent, and then through Tribute. How did I come up with that? I just did I picked a central system in the middle of Tribute. I'm sorry, in Venal. And did a shortest distance to go there. It didn't send me through Tazy, so hey, I'll try it, And then the second part that I looked at was on your in-game map, and there's a bunch of different statistics that you can look for. I'm just going to the most basic statistics that you can look for is ships destroyed. Just pull it up here. Ships destroyed in the last hour. So this is on top of Dotland. Now, I like using this because it gives me a real up-to-date feel. I can also switch it between average ships in space in the last 30 minutes, and it will update with that. See how it just changed? So you can see the red means there's more ships, but notice here, it's averaging 2 pilots in system. In the last 30 minutes. That's a low six. Now these are low six systems. Now this is where I jump up here, and then this is the big one here. Notice nothing in system. No guys sitting in system waiting to kill me. Now this isn't a perfect setup. It's just scouting your way through to get a feel for it. So this is number of ships in system in space. And then the second one would be you could do docked too if you wanted to, because if people are docked up in their Astra houses and things like that, they could be watching to see who's coming through. But my big one here is I always like to do ships destroyed in the last hour, because that tells me even more so what's going on. And if you notice, if I scroll out here, you can actually see different hubs of where battles and fights might be going on, and maybe go check it out. Look at that one there. Like this might be a big battle here in every shore. I'm not sure what's going on there. 19 ships destroyed in the last hour, so there must have been a fight that went on there. Um, so yeah, you've always got all sorts of stuff. Looks like there might be a battle going on down here or something. It could be that a big corporation or alliance is training and they're blowing up their own ships. You never know. Um, what I'm worried about right now is traveling. And the more I travel, the better I get, the faster I get at clicking on things, that sort of thing. So let's get going. Um, I wasn't feeling too scared there. So now the one major change, and this is very important, since I have to go through player controlled um, nullsec, they can have bubbles up, and there's a much better chance for them to be defending their territories with bubbles. So what I want to keep an eye out for once I get to nullsec are spots where systems um, funnel into one, so they uh, 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 jam points. So that might be a spot where bubbles are. The other part being, as I did as a alpha, as an alpha character, I never had a cloak. I did skill up to one level of cloaking. I haven't cloaked in probably 6 months to a year, if not longer. Um, but having cloak will be an extra little thing that might save me. So we're gonna find out. Um, so let's get going, and hopefully I won't die real quick. But the other part being, as I'm going through, I'm going to be doing some quick miscellaneous save spots in each system as I go. So it might be helpful for me in the future, so that even if I do die on this trip, there'll be something worthwhile. Now, if I do make it out there, I did. This is a scanning ship. I am in HiSec. Okay. I just needed to make sure I was in HiSec. And I'm not talking and somebody's about to blow me up. Um, if I do make it out there, I don't want to have to fight my way to get back out, especially if I find something good. I'm going to be exploring and doing some ruins and some data sites if I have a chance and have some fun out there. So we'll see what happens. Um, so we'll have to go through some low sec first. I'm going to pull up Dotlan over on my other monitor here. I'm going to limit this. Now the other thing being, I have been losing connection. So this is probably pretty stupid of me to do. Let's see, I'm in Heimatar right now, in Garrick. So I'm just going to keep my Dotlan map over here. So I'll actually be looking at, whoever's watching this video, I'm looking at Dotlan. I will pull Dotlan over to the right or to my main monitor whenever it becomes important. Okay, so the next jump should be into low sec. I got a couple of jumps in low sec here. There's Garrick. So I'm going to Ultratrin? Man, I'm in Roquefort. Okay, so this is the big one because going from high sec to low sec and then low sec to null sec are your big jump points. So I have to try to be as careful as possible here. I could die right off the bat. I got nobody in system. Okay, good. So we'll get right off of. I'm doing this on purpose. I'm not going to save a spot in each one of these low sec systems, but and I could plan this out a little bit better, really roadmap it out and see what I want to do, but there we go. So I just saved a save spot. So that will always be there. So I've already made something. Before, so where am I at? Coltran. Just to show you here. I am in Goltratran right here. I'm not going to keep pulling this over 50,000 times, but if I've got a quick second, I will. Okay. Still nobody in system. if I've done a couple videos in the past, brief ones about uh, doing drag bubbles and things like that. I have actually just started studying some graphic creation, animation creation, and I'm thinking about maybe trying to incorporate that down the road into some of the videos, kind of make that kind of cool. And I used to use Paint. If you've seen me do that crap before, I'll pull up Paint and just draw. Um, but I'd love to do some graphics. This is all a big learning experience for me. Okay, so we got one guy in system. Let's keep an eye right here. I got nobody. I don't see anybody on gate here. But this is Sancha incursion space. Okay. So let's just try to get off this gate before somebody tries to kill me. Okay. Another save spot saved. And I've set these to not expire, so you never know. 6 months later, I could be flying through here and need a quick save spot. I know they're good because they haven't been used. So let's go back to the save spot. Now that we have people in system, don't need a Sancha incursion thing up, don't need my corporate thing up. You want to stay focused on what you're doing. I don't care about factional warfare. I don't care about incursions. Actually, I can just get rid of that. Rid of that. Good. You want to stay focused on what you're doing. So, descan. So there is a cormorant here. So somebody's been killing off some Concords. There's a cormorant somewhere. Now he's gone. Oh, system's gone too. Okay. So, long story short, I am in Arnster right now. So that is right here in Metropolis. So I've jumped into Metropolis. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Akio. Akio right there. So I'm going to need to go up through Tadafrar and then Akio. All these are under Sancha control, so I'm going to need to get off these gates as quickly as possible. Hopefully they don't get tackled by the actual Sancha. Now the nice part about this is that if these are incursions, people might be more focused on doing the incursions than they are on trying to kill me. Because I'm not sure people like to gate camp in incursion areas, so I might be able to sneak through here. Let's see here. I don't want this. I want this over on my main screen here. The big one is right here when I go to EOA tag ZC, because that's the jump into nullsec into player controlled, which I actually haven't been to since a long time. This is kind of cool. Okay, so planet. I just like to pick a random planet, warp to it at 100. Safe one. With that, oh, I just warped very short distance. Let's see if that might actually be a good one. Location, warp to 0. Because I might be basically right near these guys here, so I can always keep an eye out for it. As long as I'm in a safe spot briefly, that's all I really want. I could get a better one, but I'm not too worried about it right now. So we're going to jump over through to Akio here, and so I'm going to hit Akio right there. Hopefully we don't die. Akio is here, and then we try to get into Geminite right here. This is the scary one right here. Now I could die before then, but we're going to see what happens. And once I get out to Venal, um, I'll spend some time out there. I'll do a couple videos on it if I can actually make it, because people will be hunting me. It'll be fun. Okay, so got plenty of people in system. Warp within 100, so I am going to make a safe spot. Now the second question is, are these guys in system? I'm not seeing them right here. The station I want to, or the gate that I want to go to is there. So let's pull up the map. I want to see if anybody's just sitting on that gate. I'm more than 14.3 away from it right now. So I want to get close to a spot. So I'm thinking, just in general, this is 32.09 away from me. I am right here. So if I warp to this asteroid belt here, it's a good chance I might be within 14.8 through 14.3 AU away from that. So I'm going to warp 100 off the asteroid belt and see if I can do a directional scan of the gate. I'm warping 100 off the asteroid belt. That way, if anybody's in the asteroid belt, or if there's any rats in the asteroid belt, they won't insta-blap me. So, oh man, this is so close. That's annoying. 14.4, so I can't scan it. They probably did that on purpose. So let's see here. Is there anything else? 2.78. All right, fine. We're going to warp to this at 100. And I'm going to save a save spot, because even if I die, and I'm going to put EOA tag CC as the name of it. There we go. So I get a save spot that's within, so the next time I come through, I've actually got a spot that's within 14.3, but doesn't take me directly onto the gate. Okay, cool. So I got nobody here, but I am 100 off of it. So we're going to warp back to our save spot. I say we because you guys were involved in this, I guess. Now this is the scariest part. Nobody's here. There's a good chance that one of these guys here might be, well, this is a way to do it. Let's see. High-sec miners. Good. Just looking to see if any of these guys pop up. So these are two high-sec miners and another one. Now, I don't know all of the Alliance configurations, things like that, but back when I was part of Alliance, they always had a guy sitting outside their territory. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and get myself going here. Hey, wait a second, I have a cloak. Look at that. Okay, now I don't have to worry about it. So here's the kicker. Before I do this and die, here's EOAC. It's in Geminite. I'm going to be coming in right here. Now, the question is, we'll pull up the in-game map and see what it says. EOAC and then TJM and QP. Okay. Okay, so it's going to take me, so it's wanting me to go this way, so I'm going to try to get in this way and then try to get to Vale of the Silent here. So this is all owned by Fraternity, which, if I remember correctly, is mostly a Chinese alliance, but there are members, English corporations that are in it. I've seen some interviews with them on talking in stations. Um, so enough lollygagging. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna jump straight through it. Oh, I'm cloaked. Ha! I'm not used to that. The other thing I haven't practiced is the cloaky warpy trick. Um, and I probably should have before I did this. There we go. Here we go. Is this bubbled or not? Is there anybody sitting on the other side of it or not? Are we going to jump or not? Boy, that is taking a long time for my cloak to go away. Okay, I got nobody here. Good. Planet within 100. Safe spot mate. Okay. So we've got a couple of Fortizars. Nobody in system. I'm fine with that. What is this one? That is a jump gate. Interesting. Kill Blood God's Phoenix. So that's a jump gate. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Okay. Well, while you have the chance to get going, get going. I have 22 jumps to try to get there. Now the big question, I'll pull this up over here, is I'm going to TJM now, and it goes to QPOK, and then 1WOKS. Who owns that one? That's also owned by Fraternity. Ooh, and there's some areas here that are not controlled by them. Oh, okay, we got somebody in system. So, I'm going to warp to a safe spot. Each one of these I save is one more reason why this was worthwhile to do. Dang it! I didn't want that. Planet. This is what happens whenever you choose just a random planet. Let's try this one here. These gates are like right next to each other. There we go. That's a better safe spot. Okay, so I got a Vexor out here. His Vexor, who are you? You are part of Fraternity, and you've been around for 22 days. I'm fine with that. Now the question is, here's the thing. So the gates are 17.5 away, so I can't directionally scan to see if there's any bubbles. But what I can do is warp to their territorial claim unit, which should not have a bubble on it. And then I can see if there's any bubbles there. He's got a tractor unit out too. He's been around for 21 days. And he's out here in his Vexor. And he's got a mobile tractor. He is ratting away right away. Now, looks like, I'm not sure if he pulled in his tractor unit or not. But I am not seeing any mobile units there. But once you pass somebody, if they are worth their snuff, then they should be telling everybody else in the area that you're around. Now, sometimes people will just see you coming and they've got better things to do, but most of the time, and especially these big alliances, they don't mess around. So let's see what's on the opposite side of here. Okay, I got nobody in system again. Good, good, good. Planet 3, warp within 100. I could actually do the map itself and make these save spots. It would be a little bit quicker. You use like the probe scanning map, and I could aim at maps, but I haven't gotten that down real quick. This all I'm going for right now is just speed. Okay, so and what I'm directionally scanning here for are any warp bubbles. See if they're protecting anything. I'm not seeing anything. Now you would think that alliances would have a bunch of warp bubbles on every gate. When I was part of ours back, again, a long time ago, people actually got annoyed with the bubbles because they're trying to do their jobs. They're trying to, or live out here, and every time they're trying to, when you're dealing with mining ships or others, you don't want to get stuck on a thing for some of these wormhole um, gangs that might swing out and try to kill you. So they're, okay. So IT EU planet. So I'm kind of just taking a random guess as to a planet each time. Okay, this is a good one. And this is just keeping me a save spot. There we go. Now, since nobody else is in system, I'm not going back to the save spot. That's important. If somebody else is in the system, then I'll reverse back and go back to the save spot and get my bearings real quick. I could just, I'm far enough in now that I can just log off and then come back a couple hours or a day later and keep messing around with this. So what do we got out here? A Sino beacon, a jump gate. That's pretty cool. Okay. And then this is just the travel out here. If I want to then come out and take a look at these different things, I can. So let's just see where we're at. So I'm in 1OK6. So I've actually gotten into Veil of the Silent. IT Tech YAU is here. Now, if you notice here, there are all the rest of this is owned by Fraternity, except for these 5 systems. I didn't see any battles going on here, so they may be taking over this area. I don't know. I don't know the history of it. They may be giving up this area to another group. Like together, they may be giving this group this whole area, just dropping each one of these and leaving them in control of it. I don't know. But these small areas here are not controlled by anybody. So where am I going? That's another question. Now, I don't have anybody on here. So I'm going to pull this over to the side. I want to get my bearings for a second. We've got a Fortizar there, blah, 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 blah. And then going to S6, 1VK, good. And then do I go north or south? ZG. So I got to go through a lot of this. 80 ZG. What is that one? RTech R, okay. UL. GS. Y5. And then I'm to Tribute. FZ. Yeah, so I W. 2CG. Okay. So basically, still nobody in system, so we're good there. I'm right here right now. It's going to take me up through here to get to this spot right here. That's what I'm trying to get to. So I'm not going to pull this map up anymore. I'm just going to try to... Second thing I want to do is just check my map here again. I'm here right now. I got no real kills here, which is good. Now let's see how many pilots are in system in the last 30 minutes. So looks like we might have a few. 2 piloted system there. So I'm right here right now. I've got 1. That's 2 jump. Oh, I got to go there. So 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps. You notice no ships are showing up on there. No statistics for that. Not until I get to 7G is there a ship there. So I'm going to try to get through these next couple of systems pretty quickly. Hopefully nobody's there. That's just an average, so you never know. They could be there. Other thing I could do right now, since it's quiet, I could actually scan down that cosmic signature if I wanted to. Where are we at here with time? We're at 35 minutes. Okay. Now the other thing too is not to push my luck to... Whoa, that is a keep star. Hey, that's pretty cool. It's a fraternity keep star. Hey, screw it. I'm going to go back and take a look at that keep star. Hopefully these rats don't kill me right away. 'Cause nobody was in that system. Nobody's here. Nobody was in the system before this one. Alrighty, I am out here, and we might as well have some fun. This will be the end of the video. I want to go look at I didn't even see it over here. I want to go take a look at this keep star. Nobody in system. Now back when I used to play, there were like 5 keep stars in the game, and this was an amazing thing. So that is a live keep star that is vulnerable. Huh. I don't know. I know I've read, I haven't, once I start making my own stations, I'll worry about that. I know it's important. I guess fraternity's not too worried about having it killed. I think you have to like knock it down and then knock it down and knock it down the third time. I don't know what the new rules are with that. I'm not going to get into that. That's just pretty freaking cool. That's the largest space station that you can have in the game. And I am just sitting right outside of it. So that is a keep star in fraternity. Probably just getting a feel for the area and putting 2 and 2 together. If this area is being given up to another group, this keep star might be getting ready to be moved somewhere or put into mothballs, or maybe they're taking over the area from a group. I don't know. But nobody's here, and this is pretty cool. Look how big that is compared to my ship. And you can't even really get a full gist of it because I'm 100 kilometers off of it. But this keep stars can actually hold capital ships, or the one of the few stations. I think there's one other one that can hold capital ships. Cool. So you know what? While I'm here, we'll do one last thing. Let's see what that cosmic anomaly is. Because you never know. Good. This is a big system. The other thing that I have going on is I did set up the most basic. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to leave that at 8. I did set up the most basic of planetary interactions. And I'm going to, if this video had gone short, like if I had died quickly, I would have shown you what I did. It's the most basic you can possibly do. You know how I like to do things really, really cheap to start off with to get a base amount. I did that yesterday, and I set it up to run for 7 days. So anytime in the next 7 days I can show it to you. It literally will take me 3 minutes to possibly show you. what I did. Okay. Boy, that didn't like me very much. I'm going to hit that again. You know, I could just cloak up, but I'm so used to ESS Bank has been unlocked. Really? That's another thing that I could get into. I have no idea how well those run. I don't know if I'm going to be able to scan this one down. My scanning skills are not the best with William here, but I do have him skilling them up. It's only at a 77.2 right now. I'm sorry, 72.4 scan probe strength with just basic scan probes. But I have astrometrics in there and then astrometric pinpointing 1, 2, and 3 set to roll into it. So while I'm out here, if I'm still alive, I'm actually going to get better at scanning skill-wise. I just want to see what this is. I probably am not going to be able to scan it down, but I'm just interested. That'll be a good feather on the cap for the end of the video as long as I keep my eyes about me. Okay, just a little bit more. It's probably a level 4 or level 5. I'm betting a level 4. But I should, even though I might not be able to scan it down, I should be able to at least see what it is, like a relic or a data site or a wormhole. I doubt it's a wormhole if it's this hard to scan down. Okay. And I am going to be focusing a lot of my scan abilities onto William, whereas my testing is going to stay over on Amanda Rose. So, it's a data site. All right. It's probably impossible for me to scan down with just my regular core probes and my limited scanning ability right now. But that's about it. I am going to go ahead and log off here and then come back tomorrow and see what happens. Other than that, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.